What's up, everybody? It's your boy Busy Blue, and I am back again with I'm back here for the first time with a recap and review of This Is Up. Today I'm going to be reviewing episode 3 entitled Highs and Lows. Now, everybody who watches this show knows that it goes from the past to the present, so I'm going to be doing like the past first, and then we're going to move into present day. If this is your first time watching me, please make sure that you subscribe. Like, comment, and all of that good stuff. Start off with Jack. Basically, Jack is at an AA meeting. He's dealing with his alcoholism. He's trying to get control of it. He's basically talking about what he wants to do in order to stop it. And he's speaking first, and he's saying, I feel like I gotta cry in order to get points in this class, but I'm really trying to figure it out. It's being very, very difficult. It looks like he is at step 4 of his plan, and he's really trying to make sure that, he's not as sensitive as he needs to be. He doesn't really like to feel those emotions, and he's trying to really get back into them. You see he goes, he's at home, he's studying all of the stuff in his book, and Rebecca comes downstairs. She's like, hey babe, like, can you come back upstairs with me? Let's, take some time. And he's like, look, I really just need to focus on this, step 4. I'm really trying to focus on it. So she's like, okay, well, whenever you're ready, just come upstairs. As she's going upstairs, she sees Randall. He's like typing vigorously in his laptop. Well, laptop, because this is bad, so, I don't know what type of Mac, Toshiba Apple computer that was, but he's typing on it, and she's like, look, hey, let's, time for you to go to bed. And he's like, look, I'm gonna do it. I'm just ready to, let me go to sleep first. Let me finish this paper, and then we'll be able to do it after. He basically was writing a letter saying, adding a paper, basically saying that, hey, somebody left him in the fire station. He's trying to look for his parents. After that, you see the next morning, the family's in the kitchen. Jack comes in first, and he's basically like, hey, he gets up and he's leaving. He doesn't want breakfast, and all the kids are looking like something's really off. As the kids go to walk to school, Kate is talking about how she noticed that something's off, and she really doesn't feel it, and she's scared that something's going to happen. Randall's kind of walking ahead of them, and he's like, you know what, guys, I'm just going to go. So they're like, well, what's going on? What are you doing? Where you going? I don't understand. He's like, well, I need some errands to run. I got some errands to run. The kid was like, you mom now? You got errands? What do you mean you got errands? Where you going? So basically, he's like, look, I put an ad out in the paper. I want to try to figure out who my birth parents are. And somebody responded. She said she's my mom, and I'm going to go find her. They go with him to the park, and he basically goes sits on a bench. As he goes there, he sits on the bench, and this white woman comes up to him. So he's sitting, he's waiting. She's like, she's like, oh my God, look at you. You look so good. You say you didn't need money. I'm glad you didn't need money. Like, oh my gosh, everything's going so well for you, this and that. I feel like she has mental issues, and she just responded because she has mental issues, because this white woman is clearly not his mom. So he gets up and he like runs away, and they're like, hey, what happened? Why did you leave? And he's like, that's not my mom, let's go. Like, that's not her. I know it's not her, let's go. So they walk away. As that's happening, Rebecca is sitting down with her friend, and she's basically talking about what's happening. And she's like, hey, how are you and Jack? Rebecca's like, oh, we fine, don't worry about it, like, we good. And the girl's like, well, when's the last time you had sex? And she said, I'm not sure when the last time I had sex with him, but, it's not that simple. And she's like, yes, it is. It is that simple. Put a little bit on them, okay, and you'll be able to fix the problem. You ain't doing it like you should do. Okay, back that thing up, drop it down. Lay it low and spread it wide, Rebecca, okay? So she's like, okay, maybe I should do something. She's like, you got to spark it up. The reason why me and Miguel ended, okay, is because I wasn't doing what I need to do. You need to do a romantic night. And Rebecca's a little nervous because she's like, look, that's not my thing. Y'all know, and Jack do the night. Y'all remember when he done set up the bathroom in there or the apartment? Like, he is that person. I think it was sweet. It was sweet when she got the little birthday cake and did the dance for him and she lost her. Anybody who was with child, okay, if you're looking to have your baby now, get a cupcake, put some Twinkie frosting on it, do a little dance, boom, water broke. That's a tip right there from This Is Us. But moving on, Jack is walking out of some building, he has his suit on, and Rebecca pulls up in the car. And she's like, he's like, what are you doing? And she says, I'm Jack Pearsoning you. That's the term that I made up when I'm about to pick up somebody and put them on a fancy date. So you get in here and let's go. They end up at this really very, very, very nice hill. They're just sitting down talking and reminiscing about the times that they've had and just how happy they are. And he's like, you know what, maybe we can eat the burgers now. Yeah, my cat trying to pull everything off our little, take everything off our little balls. But anyway, he's like, look, maybe we can start eating the burgers now. And she's like, let's wait, you know, for the burgers. You know, let's put the burgers in the back. You know, so she put the burgers in the back and she tries to, you know, give him a little bit. But Jack doesn't really take the advances. You know, he's really going through it. So she's like, okay, it's whatever. And they get out of the car. They get to the house and he gets there. He's like, look, I'm sorry. Because, you know, Rebecca's trying. She wants to do whatever and it's just not working. And he's like, look, this is a lot harder to, you know, give up this alcohol and all this stuff and being emotional. And I'm trying to understand that part. But it's so hard for me to let go of that. You know, I've been able to just put my emotions aside and not think about any of those things. And that's how I've been able to get to life. And what I'm learning in this class is that you have to go through that. You have to live through it. You have to go through your past, your neighborhood, your father. All of those things, you have to feel it in order to get past it. And it's just really hard to do that. And I want you to know that I'm doing it and I want to do it. It's just struggling. Sorry, I'm sick. But anyway, Rebecca's like, look, you're the strongest man I know. And if there's anybody that I know who's going to get through this, it's going to be you. I feel it. I know. You could tell how much she loves him. She really, really does. So then he's like, well, let's get back in the car. You know, I'm not done talking. If this is what you want to do, he feels her love and he's like, let's get back in the car. And, you know, she gets excited. So she, you know, tossed the burgers in the wind, you know. So they get back in the car. They're talking. And basically starts to open up slowly about some of the stuff that's like really haunting him. One of those things is the fact that he borrowed money from his dad to help them with their house. Because he felt as if he just didn't have the money, he couldn't do it. And it's really been haunting him. So he opened up about that. She was like, it's okay. There's a lot of stuff that he has buried away. He said it's going to come out. He's going to bloom like a flower, petal by petal. It's just going to take a minute. So, you know, she's okay with that. Basically, they get out of the car, they see a little doggy. I don't know what's going to happen with the dog. We are, we do a really focused story on Randall and his wife. Now they're now getting their daughter. They're really excited about it. Randall, he's a little nervous because he's like, look, it's been 3 weeks since we've been approved. I don't understand what's happening. Why are we doing this? Why is it taking so long? The phone starts to ring. You know, Beth, she's my favorite character in the whole thing. She's just so, I don't want to go on Beth, but I love her so much. She's like, okay, I'm about to answer the phone. You need to calm down. Okay, because the last time I was answering the phone, you know what I'm saying, it was just somebody trying to check. I can't remember what it was, but somebody was calling for Jonathan, like, you need to calm down. Everything is going to be okay. Answer the phone. She's taking down stuff. Like, wow. She gets off the phone and she's like, look, it's her daughter. Well, it's the foster people. We get Deja. Deja's 12 years old and she's been in and out of foster care. Her case file will be here in a couple of days, but she'll be here soon. I still don't know how I feel about them getting a foster child. I mean, I didn't like the idea when Deja was like, well, I want to get a foster child. And I want to get a foster child because I've seen how these foster kids are. I had an aunt who had foster kids, and I've dealt with them. I know how they are going in and out of the system. Sometimes we wouldn't even have them for long. Like, I understand what it takes to get them. But looking at Randall's the type of person who, you know, that's not his personality. I guess let's get into it a little bit first. So, as we're going through, Randall, you know, he gets excited like, yo, I've been waiting to do this for a long time. You know, I just, you know, being a foster parent was my calling. And now it's, you know, my call is calling you to call us. You know, it's just, he was so excited. From there, Deja comes into the house. You know, everybody's getting prepared. He's telling the kids what they need to do, how they need to talk to her. You know, make sure that we continue to say our name, show her around, this and that. Deja come in. We finally see her. They're trying to show her everything. But Deja, she's really tired. She's all upset. She's all put. She's done this so many different times. Ain't nothing new. I said the same smile, the same face. It's not really new or interesting to her. So she's like, I just want to go to bed. She's like, okay. The social worker's like, okay, well, I'm about to leave. And he runs after her like, yo, is this all you gonna get? Is that a girl from that 70s show? Yo, times got hard out here. Anyway, he's like, yo, you just gonna leave? You just gonna drop this baby off and just leave her here like this? Do you don't get no words of wisdom, encouragement? And she's like, I wish I could tell you that it's gonna get easier the first time, but I can't. Okay? You know what to do. This not gonna be perfect. She's upset. She's been in the system. Every day is going to be different. And don't try to predict how every day is gonna turn out, because you can't. And I know that's gonna be hard for a person like you, but I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna have her file coming tomorrow. So you do what you gotta do. This is the front door? Okay. So she leaves. That night, Deja's in her room. She's like sitting down, and Beth comes in and is like, hey, got your new toothbrush. You wanna go brush your teeth? She's like, sure. She goes to go brush her teeth. Beth is, now she's going through her things to try to take it out and put it in the drawer. As she takes things out, she finds the cigarettes. At that time, Randall's talking to Tess and Annie, the two daughters, and they talk about something. They look like they having a family meeting. Okay, he comes inside and she's like, can we give her back? Okay, this one's broken, defective. I still have my receipt. Okay, let me speak to your manager. Okay, they didn't like her because she didn't give the right. She didn't like Annie's picture. And that's why they're like, look, we need to give her back, okay? Because I'm an artiste. Ain't no way you cannot like my photos. So at the same time, we hear, a hustle and tussle. So Randall gets up, he goes to Deja's room. Deja and Beth look like they about to go to blows over the cigarettes. They doing the tug of war over the cigarettes. He's like, oh my God, what's going on? He comes in to pull them apart, and Deja flinches and, hold her hand like this. Not ready to fight, but she's scared. It was very heart-wrenching to watch, because now you can tell that she's definitely been through things. And Randall also sees like, wow, this is more than what I thought it was going to be. That night, everybody, Randall was in bed. Beth comes back in like, look, he's calmed down. And Randall's just perplexed. He's like, look, I've studied for everything in my life. And every time somebody said I couldn't do it, I trained and I did it. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to prepare for this. I read books telling me what I'm supposed to do, how many times I'm supposed to repeat her name or our names for her to get ready. Am I prepared for this? And I think that raising a child from birth and, keeping it, or from very, very young, and then keeping it as your own, like, you get to cultivate and help shape that mind. It's going to be very difficult. This woman is 12 years old. How many things she's seen. The repetition that she's become accustomed to. He was even taken aback about the fact that she flinched and she showed her herself. He had to second guess if he's even ready to do this. Going back from there, Deja, she goes into Tessa's and Anna room. They kind of get up and they're like, hey, what's up? And she's like, who's in charge? And they both basically look and was like, it's mom. And she asked what happens if you get in trouble. And they told her, you get yelled at, you got to talk it through a lot. They're little kids, but you really got to talk it through for a long, long time. And you lose your iPad privileges. It's like, oh my God, you guys have iPads? It's like, yeah, we do. I got nervous because it seems as if she can use the system or buck the system. And those are questions that you ask really early if you don't plan on following them. So I'm nervous already that she's not going to. I don't want her to be a bad influence on Annie and Tess because they're just amazing kids. From there, we do a quick flashback, and Annie's actually talking to the grandfather who just passed, and he's trying to leave. And he's saying the same thing. She's like, oh no, don't open the door because the alarm's going to set off. And he's like, well, what's the alarm number? She's like, well, what's wrong? Oh, Andy. He's like, well, what's the code? She's like, well, what's happening? What's going on? Okay, tell me something, I'll tell you something. Okay, give a little tea. A daughter carry a bone. Okay. So he's like, look, I think everybody here is great, and I don't want to let anyone down. She's like, you won't let anyone down, but, the code is my birthday. But let me tell you a little story real quick. When I was a little girl, one time I wanted to go to a sleepover over Lucy's house, okay? And when it was time to go to bed, I'm thinking, I'm not staying over here with Lucy and her family. I don't know them like that. So I got up and was like, look, it's time for us to go, okay? And when I got home, I cried. And I cried because I was thinking, oh my God, I could have had blueberry muffins at Lucy's house because they talked about the blueberry muffins. And then God, I know they have them blueberry muffins in the morning. Now she started to cry again. And she was crying because she could have had fun with Lucy. So why about you stay, Grandpa? Because you could go home and start to cry. Because you said that you couldn't stay here and have some fun. Had the blueberry pancakes, okay, and the cupcakes with us. And that was kind of showing how Deja could see things. So Annie tells her, like, look, if you're afraid, you can stay in here with us. You can sleep in the rocking chair. And Deja like, I ain't afraid of nothing. But where the pillow at so I can sleep on the rocking chair, Beth and Randall, they hear the conversation and they kind of get excited that things are happening. In the morning, Beth and Randall, they wake up. Randall, he gets the letter and he realizes that Deja's mom, she's going to be, she's going to be in for a minute. So they talk to Deja like, hey, the file came in. Beth was trying to just jump right into the conversation like, girl, let me say something. Your mama in jail, okay? But Randall's like, look, I got it. And he basically tells the story about him and how conflicted it was having two families and being found. They do a quick flashback because it's the same sentiments that he was giving. After Randall, in the past, ran back home from the white woman in the park, Kate basically asks him, why did you even have to look for her? And as he's explaining the reason why he felt the way he felt about his family, his mom and dad that adopted him, and his father who he found later, he basically says, I've been living two lives. And it's like this ringing in your ears, and sometimes it quiets down, and sometimes it gets really, really loud. But I have to do something in order to fix it. And that feeling's just not going to be able to go away. And that's why I had to do it. And he's saying the same thing in both scenes. And he's basically telling Deja, like, look, when I first heard your name, it reminded me of the deja vu feeling. That, yes, this is going to be scary. And sometimes I'm not going to know what's going to happen. But if everything worked out for me, I have this big extended family and a beautiful life because I had both of these people. And I'm hoping that you look at it the same and the same works out for you. And Deja, she starts to feel happy. She's smiling at the photo and everything. And then he want to break the ice all cold. Basically, he's like, girl, now your mama not coming back. She in jail and she ain't coming back. And Deja's so used to this, repetition. She's like, you lying. Okay, this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does, okay? She get locked up. She come back always. That's why I got the cigarettes. And that's really what the problem was. You know how much cigarettes cost nowadays, Beth? Okay, the cigarettes ain't for me. That was for my mom. Okay? Because she going to come out and she going to get me. And he's telling her, no, she not. And she said, yes, she is. Basically, he's like, look, she in trouble. She not getting out. She threw down the picture of Rebecca and Jack and runs away. And Beth was getting up like, I know this little didn't, but they just left her. So we're going to see how that turns out. Hopefully it all turns out well. I'm rooting for them. I really want to see Deja turn her life around and them turn, what used to be her life around. I want to get a little bit more of a backstory too. I just hope she doesn't become a negative influence on the girls. Same time, present day, we also see Kate and Kevin. Kate and Kevin are set of their new movie that Sylvester Stallone is in. He's excited because he has a really, really big monologue that he gets to give. Sylvester Stallone actually shows up, and they start to talk to him, and they get really excited. Kevin goes off to rehearse his lines, and then Kate stays with Kevin. Is basically saying, Kate stays with Stallone, and is telling him how much of a huge fan she is. She's really, really excited that they're doing this movie together. She watched him all the time. Dad loved Sylvester Stallone. This is just really, really big and really, really monumental. And he's excited. She also talks about her singing career and how she's really starting to get back into that. And Stallone, he's like, oh my gosh, that's really good for you. I believe in you. I think that you'll be able to do it. Sorry. Sorry about that. Where was I? I think I was talking about Sylvester Stallone. But anyway, now Kevin comes in. Sylvester Stallone is basically like, oh my God, like she told me about your sister. I love your sister. She's amazing. She told me about your daddy. You know, he must be very, very proud of you. And it's hard for Kevin to hear that. You can tell. And he's like, yeah, it's cool. And he's like, no, like he would definitely be proud. Like you doing it. And he's like, great. He's like, no, you don't understand. Like really egging it in, twisting the knife. So they start the scene, and Kevin just can't do the scene. He's like asking, oh, what's the line again? Where the line? I see the first part. Stop moving in the back. I think I see a squirrel. What's going on? Da, 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 da. It was just really hard. He was messing up a lot. Apparently, he gets through the scene because after that, you know, Kevin and Kate go back to the dressing room. Was like, oh my God, that was really good. I mean, you got out to a rocky start. No pun intended. But you did great. And he starts to yell at her like, how dare you tell him about that? It's hard for me to get it all already. And I have this big scene I don't want to have to do in front of Sylvester Stallone. And this is kind of reminding us of what happened in the past when his dad is like really, it's hard for him to get over things that are tough for him. He can't move past those things because he's holding them inside. He doesn't get emotional like that. And Kate told him like, look, when I was at, you know, the obesity camp, they told me, the therapist told me like, look, you're going to have to get past him. Because it's like holding in a deep breath and not letting it out. We need to let those breaths out. Okay, so you need to get past, you need to move past, there's no excuse, let's go. You need to be able to talk about it, you need to be able to move through this. Then he told me, well, I don't need to walk around and be sad and damaged just because you are. I don't know why he said that, because Kate got her back, and she was like, oh, I don't need this. Okay, and she left. From there, you see that we have Kevin. He's doing now his action scene, and as he's going through his action scene, now he's thinking of his dad, and he's also thinking of a flashback of a time when he's in the hospital. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's in the hospital. His dad put a necklace on him, and Kate's there too. There's just a lot of stuff happening. So we're gonna see what's happening. As he's going back to that flashback, boom, he gets hurt in the process. Once he gets hurt, he go back to his trailer. He calls Kate, and he's basically like, "Hey, I just want to say I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It wasn't even a real apology. It was just like twin apology, twin fight, twin makeup, something like that." And she was like, "Well, what happened to you?" He's like, "Well, I hurt my leg." She's like, "Oh my God, it was your bad knee." So I'm thinking that that's the knee that he was flashbacking to, and he was like, "Yeah, it's okay." She's like, "Well, let's keep an eye on it because you know how you get." And he was just like, "You know what? I just want to thank you. You know, I know it's really hard to talk about Dad, but one day it's going to get better." She's like, "Yeah, maybe one day." She hangs up the phone. She sees the urn of her dad and the ashes, and she says, "He's just like you." As she's doing that, we also see him going over and popping pills for the pain for his leg. And that was the end of the episode. It was a really, really good episode. What do you guys think about, you know, Jack and Rebecca's story? Are they going to take their dog in? I don't remember a dog being part of the story, but maybe it is. So maybe they took the dog in. We're going to see what's happening. We know, hopefully he gets through this AA. I really like Jack. He's such a good guy. What do you think about Deja, y'all? I really am afraid that she's going to really mess up what they have, the system that they have going on, the beautiful daughters and good girls that they have. So what do you guys think of that? I'm nervous. Can Randall do it? And then also, what do you guys think of Jack? I think that Jack is about to become a pill popper. If he's just like his dad, he's about to be addicted to those pills as well. So, I don't know. This is such a good show. I want to thank all my fans, the Busy Bees, for telling me to watch it. I'm definitely going to keep up on this show. It's so good. If you, first of all, become a part of the conversation. This is a very heavy show. And in order for me to continue doing it, I'm going to need to talk this out with you guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, and put in the comments how you felt about this. Tell me what your thoughts was, what you foresee happening, what was your favorite parts, what parts didn't you like, who do you like, who do you don't like. Let's just take the edge off of what could be a really heavy show, and let's make it, a conversation piece definitely in the comments section. If you want to hear more about what's going on This Is Us, please make sure that you are following me. Put this subscribe button, subscribe, like and comment. If you want to know more about what's going on with me and the other shows that I review, make sure that you hit up my Facebook page, The Busy Blue, and like that. You can also find me on social media platforms of Instagram and on Twitter at Busy Blue, no space, no E. I'm feeling under the weather, so I think what I'm going to do is just take a little bit more medicine and get some rest. You guys tell me how you thought about this episode, and I will see you guys next week. Stay busy. Till next time.